Are Rolexes really waterproof? Let's find out. In 1926, Rolex invented the first ever waterproof watch, and they've since lent into the waterproofness more and more, culminating in 1953, the invention of the Submariner, which is this one here. This is the newer 41mm, but this changed a little bit from 1953. One of the most noticeable changes for diving is the trip lock crown, which is signified on the side here. There's 3 little dots under the Rolex coronet. So what that is there's 3 individual areas of sealing to enhance the water resistance of the watch. So the Submariner today is rated to 300 meters or 1,000 feet of water resistance. Rolex do have other watches which are significantly more water resistant, like something here. This is the Sea Dweller 4000. This was only actually produced for 3 years, from 2014 to 2017. It's called the 4000 because it has water resistance rating to 4,000 feet. The Sea Dweller was the first watch to feature the trip lock crown, first in the 1970s. If you need something with a truly deep water resistance rating, this is called the James Cameron, because this is the watch that James Cameron wore when he went to the bottom of the Mariana Trench, which is signified by the blue to the black fading on the dial, which is pretty cool. It's the only Rolex to feature such a design, and this is actually rated to 12,800 feet. As I said, the answer does depend upon the watch. I mean, something like this is actually a 1985 16233, nearly 40 years old, and if you haven't had it checked and pressure tested and serviced before, it's unlikely to, be able to resist water in the same way that a modern one would. So if you had a watch like this, I'd recommend getting it serviced or looked at and pressure tested before going near any water, because water damage is one of the worst ways to damage a watch. As a general rule, like most modern watches, especially in the Rolex lineup, you'll be okay for going swimming, as long as you're not deep sea diving and getting in showers. However, heat and steam can definitely get into a watch. Make sure the crown's always done up, and you don't really need to wear it in the shower. If you don't have to, why would you? But I'd definitely avoid things like saunas, steam rooms, hot tubs, things like that, unless you have got one of these diving watches. But even then, probably not the best idea, but it's not nothing's going to happen. It actually happened to me once. I was wearing a Patek Nautilus in a steam room once. It ended up steaming up, getting water in it, and I had to spend $1,000 to repair it, which wasn't ideal, but I had to do it, and it was only going to get worse. So I'd avoid steam rooms at all costs, really. And yeah, that's sort of a general roundup of how I feel about the water resistance of Rolexes. If you want to see more watch content and interesting watch news, hit the follow button.